Hello everyone, today I'm going to be ranking all of the Pokemon starters from my least favorite to my favorite. Before we get into that though, I would really like to thank the artists who created very cute avatars for me to use in my future videos. The one you're currently seeing on your screen now was made by an amazing friend of mine named Cami. I will be linking their Twitter down below, and please check them out, they're very nice, and they made this for me, and I love it, and you'll be seeing it in a lot of future videos. However, I have a separate avatar for all my Pokemon content, which is this one. And this artist will also be linked down below, also on Twitter. And I love both of these avatars equally. It's just I wanted it as something different for my Pokemon content, and that's why. And I would really like to thank you both so much because I love them, and thank you. And of course, thank you to another great friend of mine, Adogma, who made my channel icon and banner, which I love, and I could never draw like this. I could never make amazing art like that. It's just not something I'm ever good at, but I'm happy you all are. So with all of the art thank yous out of the way, we will be starting the list now. Now before anyone panics, I promise EEVEE is not at last place. EEVEE is nowhere near my least favorite. I simply did not know how to rank EEVEE because there are some evolutions like Sylveon, Glaceon, and Leafeon that I absolutely love. And then there are some evolutions like Jolteon and Flareon that I don't really like at all. And then there are, Vaporeon and Espeon and Umbreon who I do like, but I don't absolutely love. Except my shiny Umbreon is great. But yeah, so I wasn't really sure how to rank EEVEE. So I decided instead of putting EEVEE in the list and just being unsure about my opinion because it changes drastically with evolutions and stuff, I just decided to leave EEVEE out. But EEVEE is one of my favorite Pokemon. My shiny Sylveon is my baby, so I didn't want to just leave it out completely. So I did give EEVEE a special mention, and my friend Kat, I know you're watching this, and I know EEVEE is your favorite starter. It's one of mine too, and I hope you're not mad at me for doing this, but it had to be done. I didn't know where to place EEVEE. So, special place for EEVEE on my video already. This is great. Alright, so starting at the very bottom of my list is one of the newest starters and one of my least favorite ever. I don't like anything about the Grookey line. Grookey is fine, I suppose, but Froakie, or whatever its name is, for some reason always reminds me of a burrito, and I don't know why. And I just think Rillaboom is ugly, and his hair looks like boogers, and I can't think of anything I like about it, because even though I say Grookey looks fine, I would still never pick it. And that's not really saying much. We'll just jump right into the next one, because this one might be a bit controversial, but I don't like the Torchic line. I don't think Blaziken is cool. I don't think Combusken is great, and Torchic might be kind of cute, but I never liked Torchic. And my only reasons I could say for liking it is that Torchic is kind of cute, and I loved May's Blaziken in the anime, and that's pretty much it. I love May, and she had a really nice relationship with her Pokemon, and she had her little starter Torchic. But other than that, I can't really think of anything I particularly like about the Torchic line. And I know this is going to be a weird one, because I know this is probably one of the most loved Pokemon lines, or from at least what I've seen. However, I've just never liked it personally. Alright, now we have Chikorita. The Chikorita line is, I suppose, fine again, but I don't think Chikorita's cute. Bayleaf is really nice, and I loved Ash's Bayleaf and how it was, very attached to him and always wanted his attention. And Meganium just looks very plain. It's just Bayleaf, but a bit bigger with a flower thing, and I don't know. It just didn't impress me overall. So, don't really have too much to say about this line. I liked Ash's in the anime, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, and Lyra had one. I also like Lyra a lot from the Diamond and Pearl anime. She had a Chikorita. Okay, now we're moving on. I think I hated on Chespin for a long time without really knowing why, and when I actually made this list, I thought Chespin would be at the bottom, and he's not. He's fourth from the bottom, which still isn't great, but it's better than what I originally expected. I will say my opinion hasn't changed too drastically. I still don't like Chespin. I don't think he's all that cute. I do like the one Clement had from the anime and how he kept eating too much and how he struggled with it a bit. Other than that, I don't like Quilladin. And as for Chestnut, the shiny for Chestnut's nice, but Chestnut on his own, like Grass and Fighting is pretty cool, but I'm never really impressed by Chestnut, and he's my least favorite of the Kalos starters. And that's pretty much all I have to say. I mean, I suppose Chestnut's fine. I don't know, I'm trying to compliment it a bit more because I feel like I really did harshly hate this thing without much reason, but I don't know. It's just not a Pokemon I particularly like. Okay, I will say this, Pokemon Go has actually made me appreciate a lot of Pokemon I normally didn't use in any of my playthroughs, and I have a perfect stat Emboar, and I use him a lot, but if I was playing the Gen 5 games, Tepig would still be the last one I choose because I don't like it. The story from the anime is kind of sad, when Ash finds Tepig, but it kind of just reminded me of a different version of the Charmander thing, and like it kind of reminded me of the Charmander and Chimchar situation. Like, it was kind of abused by its trainer and abandoned, and it was really bad, but I just don't think it really hurt me in the feels as much as the other two. But yeah, other than that, I do like Emboar a lot more than I used to. The shiny line, though, I don't know, I really love the shiny line. It's what's saving the Pokemon line as a whole for me. I like it a lot. Not enough to put it any higher, though. It's still my last choice for Unova, Gen 5. Okay, this might be another controversial one, but I don't like the Bulbasaur line too much. And I know it's one of the original Kanto starters, and Kanto is the first, but I don't really feel like that is an excuse when it comes to personal preference. So let me explain. I like Ash's Bulbasaur in the anime and how it tries to take on this leadership role, but other than that, I don't really care about it because I feel like, the first season of Pokemon wasn't as expansive with the Pokemon as it could have been, which is fine because it was their first season, and I don't know, I just don't feel like I connected with the earlier Pokemon from the anime as much as I do now. But other than that, I really do like Ivysaur. It's probably my favorite of the 3 stages. Venusaur looks ugly, and I do appreciate that it's, grass and poison, and I think Bulbasaur starts off with that, so that's kind of cool. But still my least favorite of the Kanto starters, and I just don't really like it. I mean, Bulbasaur's kind of cute. Ivysaur is the one I really like, and then I don't like Venusaur. I don't even like the shinies. And that's pretty much all I gotta say. I actually expected Trico to be a bit higher than it ended up being, but I have to be fair, and I don't want to, just put my shiny Pokemon above the rest. Just because I have a shiny, it shouldn't impact how I feel about it. And even the shiny isn't really that great. So, yeah. Trico sadly has a low place on my list as well. And it's okay. The line is pretty solid overall. Ash's Sceptile was okay. I do like the plot of, I think Trico was trying to save its tree and stop it from dying. That was pretty emotional. But other than that, I just don't really have too much to say about this line. It's pretty okay overall, but yeah, it's fine. Nothing great, nothing amazing. That's kind of why it's at the lower-ish average end of my list. Alright, now at number 18 we have Sobble, and I like Sobble a lot. I think the first stage is cute, and I would definitely choose it over Grookey, who is my least favorite starter ever, as you saw. But I don't know. Sobble is nice. I don't remember what the second evolution is called, and I won't pretend to. And Inteleon I like, but I don't know. I love Scorbunny way too much to choose Sobble. The line's okay, and I like Go Sobble. They haven't released too many episodes of the English dub of Pokemon Journeys yet for me, so I haven't seen if Sobble ends up evolving, but right now he's still a Sobble. And he's a cute little crybaby. He's very cute, very shy and nervous. I like him. I like Sobble. The rest of the line I don't really have too much of a strong opinion on. Inteleon's fine, but yeah, it's still at number 18 because it's not terrible, but it's also not worth any higher. Now at number 17, we have Turtwig, which is sad because I do like Turtwig a lot. I hate Grottle. I think he's very ugly. And I do like Torterra. I just don't, I don't know. I like the concept of Torterra, and he looks really cool. Ash's Turtwig really sucked, though, after he evolved it for some fucking reason. And Torterra, I like it, but big, slow, tanky Pokemon aren't really my thing. Now, I won't claim I don't use them, but they aren't really my preference most of the time. But as far as they go, I would definitely take Torterra over Venusaur, or Meganium, or Chestnut, or Rillaboom. Wow, I'm really hating on the grass starters. Oops. But yeah, I like Turtwig a lot. Turtwig's very cute. Grottle is gross. And Torterra's pretty cool. And I do like Ash's Turtwig, but as I said, for some reason, when he evolves, he's not really that great. Alright, and now we're at Totodile. And I just want to say that the Totodile, I can't talk. The Totodile voice from the anime was very funny, and I liked it as a kid. For the line overall, though, again, I think Go has made me appreciate Totodile a bit more because I would choose it over Meganium, but it's still not my first choice for Gen 2. And I think the one I have in Go is pretty good, so I use him often. As for my opinions, I think I would have preferred it if maybe Feraligatr had a second typing, because I think he could have easily pulled off a ground or rock typing. I think that would have been very cool. Yeah. The line is fine. Not really too much to say. It's pretty average, and it's my second choice for Gen 2, so not terrible. Another one I thought would be higher at number 15, we have Popplio. With Popplio, it's sadly my least favorite of the Alolan starters, but I do think I hated on it a bit too harshly in the past. When I'm looking back at it, I do kind of like Primarina. I think it's water and fairy, and that's very cool. And I like the one Lana had from the Sun and Moon anime, but my problem with Sun and Moon is you don't really, for me personally, I couldn't really connect with any of the Pokemon because the cast just had so many Pokemon, well, not so many, but there was like 6 or something main characters, and I don't really feel like each of the Pokemon had their own chance to shine except for Litten because that shit fucking made me cry. But other than that, I like Popplio. Popplio's cool. Primarina's fine. Brionne, I think, is the second evolution, is also okay. Again, my least favorite of the Alolan starters, but not a bad starter overall. Okay, we're back at another Gen 4 starter from Sinnoh, which is really painful to see because I guess I forgot where I placed a lot of these Pokemon. But believe it or not, Gen 4 is actually my favorite, or at least one of my favorites. So having 2 of the 3 starters kind of at the back and average end of my list is kind of sad. But nonetheless, we have Chimchar. Now, I want to say that Paul's Chimchar and that whole story, like, even if I don't really like Chimchar too much, and I like Chimchar, I don't hate him, but even if he's not my favorite, that story made me cry. And just the moment when Paul finally abandoned Chimchar and Ash took it, I was like, okay, finally, this cute little fire baby will have a good home. Everything's fine. But aside from the anime plot with Paul, Ash, and Infernape and everything they go through, the line overall is okay. I do like Chimchar. He's very cute. I don't care for Monferno too much, but to be fair, all of the second stage Sinnoh starters kind of look a bit odd. Infernape is pretty cool. I don't particularly like its shiny, but it's okay. I do like the firefighting typing until we got 3 in a row and then everyone got mad. And honestly, out of all of the firefighting Pokemon, so, like the starters, so Blaziken and Infernape, and I forgot Embor's name for a second, and Emboar, Infernape is definitely my favorite, and I know I kind of want to put it higher, but I need to be fair. I don't want to go off nostalgia and just purely base my list on what I felt from the anime. So even though I love that anime and I love the games and Gen 4 is one of my favorites, I can't be biased. I can because it's my list. But I'm going to be fair, and I'm not putting Chimchar any higher. I think I'm okay with where it is for now. The problem with these lists is that my opinion is it's just definitely going to change soon. I really like Froakie. I would definitely choose Froakie over, what the fuck was his name? Oh yeah, Chespin. And that's why I put it at number 13. Sorry, I had to look at the number we were on. Alright, so yeah, Froakie is number 13. I really like Froakie. I think he's very cute. It's a fucking water, like, froggy. It's adorable. I do like Frogadier too. It's okay for a middle evolution. Greninja's pretty cool. Not my favorite of the Kalos starters. It's my second favorite. And I actually do like its shiny a lot. I think it kind of pulls off that whole, you know, rogue ninja thing pretty well. Other than that, I do like the one Ash had from the anime. I mean, Ash Greninja was an interesting idea. And I don't have too much to say about Greninja. I'm kind of questioning why I put it over Infernape. I think it's just a design. I even if my love for it kind of falls as it evolves, I think Froakie on his own is just so fucking cute. And I got one and I named him Frubbles, and I don't care if he loses those Frubbles because it's still his name and he's still cute. Oh, and I do very much like the little Pikachu Ash hat events we got, because I have all of them with all of Ash's different hats from the anime. I wish we'd have more events that aren't about Pikachu, but that's okay. I still like collecting them, so that's another plus for Pikachu. Gonna be honest, I think I might have placed Squirtle a bit too high, and if I could go back, I would definitely swap him around with Froakie, I think. But he's at number 11 now, and I'm okay with it. I like Squirtle. He was actually one of my favorites at first, but he didn't end up being my favorite Kanto starter. I love the Squirtle Squad. I love the fact I named my shiny one Sheldon, because there's really no better name for a shiny Squirtle. And what really kind of ruins it for me, and I know it's Gen 1, so it makes sense why it didn't happen, but I think if we add the steel typing to Blastoise, it would kind of work. I don't know, that's just my own opinion. But it doesn't ruin it, per se. It's just Blastoise and Venusaur are really good Pokemon, and I know they have their own love, and everyone has different opinions about them. But they're just not my favorite Kanto starters, and I don't know. I like Blastoise. Wartortle's also okay. It's kind of cute. And as for Squirtle, I just love the little baby turtle. Oh yeah, and let's not forget the fact that it was the first Pokemon chosen by Gary, and I think it's Blue's signature Pokemon as well. So that's also nice. Not much more to say about Squirtle, sadly. If you notice this slide has a different background, it's because I fucked up, lost the Oshawott graphic I made, couldn't get the background color right, so now Oshawott has a special little color for his own slide and everything's fine. Alright, now on to what I love about Oshawott. I love its little shell. It was very cute in the anime, how in one of the only things I thought was nice about black and white anime was when it was trying to follow Ash and like catch up with him and want to be with him. I thought that was very cute. Samurott is very nice. I like it a lot. I like it a lot more than I like Emboar. It's definitely my second Unova Pokemon I would choose. And I love its voice a lot. Sorry, I was trying to figure out how to say it, but I don't know why that was so hard in my mind. Anyways, I think that Oshawott is okay where it is. I don't want to move it. I like Oshawott. Not my absolute favorite, but definitely high up there for me. Coming right behind it or in front of it, because we're counting, whatever. Anyway, we have my actual favorite Unova starter, Snivy. And I love Shiny Superior. I'm not sure what I want to name her yet, but I love Superior on its own. It's a very nice Pokemon. The Snivy line overall looks pretty good to me. I like that it kicked Pikachu's ass in the anime. This like level 5 Snivy just kind of beat up Pikachu, and I found that very funny. It's also really nice that Ash's Snivy kind of has like a sassy attitude to her, and she's just kind of like, she knows she's great, and I love her for it, but gotta be honest, I didn't watch the black and white anime all the way through because I just couldn't force myself to get through it. I like how in my notes I actually put sassy Snivy from the anime. Alright, not much more to say about Snivy, so we are going to move on, but overall, I think Snivy deserves its place. Alright, now we're at my very first starter I ever chose, and my favorite from the Kanto region as a whole, and that's Charmander. And before anyone yells at me for being generic and it's overrated, again, I don't like using the fact that it's overrated as an excuse to hate a Pokemon. If you like a Pokemon, you like a Pokemon. The only one it's acceptable for is Blaziken because Blaziken is bad. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But no, I don't think just saying something is overrated makes it justifiably hateful or whatever. But I do like Charizard. It was my first starter actually from a game I could actually properly play, and I loved it. And I still love it. It's not my favorite, but it's definitely my favorite from Gen 1 and Kanto. And I love the shiny line. I think the black Charizard looks pretty cool, but I mean the pink one from the old shiny was pretty great because it just looked so weird. But I definitely think what we have now is an upgrade. So I do like it. Would be fine with pink though. And of course we need to mention the thing with Charmander in the anime and its tail flame almost going out and Ash saving it because that was very great. It was pretty emotional for the time. But I feel like Pokemon has gotten a lot better with emotional moments, like do we need to talk about Jesse's Dustox, and again the Chimchar thing, and the Litten thing, and all of that. Still though, it was a very emotional moment. I do like that when Charmander got stronger and evolved and became Charizard, it just kind of stopped obeying Ash instantly because I think it felt like Ash didn't really earn the right to control it yet. He wasn't strong enough. So I do find that pretty interesting. And it was definitely unique. But other than that, I really love the line as a whole. Even Charmeleon, it's actually an okay middle evolution, which is nice. But not my favorite, but also very high up for me. That is why he is at number 8, I think. Yes, okay, good. And now we're at the one who made me cry a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean a lot. Because Litten's story from Sun and Moon was very well done and very emotional. And I love Litten. And I'm just saying that I did choose Litten in Sun and Moon, and I actually can't say if it's my first or my second favorite Alolan starter, and I know that's weird because you haven't seen Rowlet yet, and Rowlet is higher, so therefore it should be my first favorite, and Litten should be my second favorite, but I really change up between the two because if you haven't noticed, I don't like a lot of the grass starters except for like Snivy and Rowlet, but I don't want to use grass typing as an excuse to hate a Pokemon, and on fire and water are usually the ones I go for, but even then, I love both Rowlet and Litten, so I really don't like putting one above the other. They're pretty much equal for me. I know a lot of people get really disappointed with Incineroar, and I agree it could have probably been done better, but I actually still do like it. I like Litten, it's very cute. Torracat is also very cute, and Incineroar looks pretty cool. I know the line falls off with Incineroar because it's up on his 2 legs and looks kind of weird, but I like the fire and dark typing, and I think it fits it very well. And again, just because I recognize it could have been designed better doesn't mean I hate what we got. I love what we got, and I actually chose him when I played through Ultra Sun for the first time, and I actually have my Litten from that game in Sword and Shield. His name is Kittles, and he's great. Don't make fun of his name. I transferred him onto my Switch, and I've never touched him since, but it feels nice having him with me still. I also have my Decidueye named Robin Hood. He's great. Even though I know some people won't agree with me, I feel pretty okay with putting it at number 7. I really do like it, and it's not in like my top 5 favorites, but it's still one I really like a lot. And I've actually grown to appreciate it more. Wasn't too crazy about Incineroar at first, but I like it a lot. Okay, now we're at my favorite Galar starter, which is Scorbunny. I chose him instantly because it's a fucking Fire Bunny. How could I not? I love this thing, and it might be higher than it should be. I don't care, because I have about almost 900 hours in Shield so far, which is a decent amount for me. I don't really put that much effort into a lot of shit. I'm kidding. But I love my bunny. I don't use the starter one I had because I did end up shiny breeding for him, and now he looks like a bunny that went to the beach, and he's great. I would have loved it a lot more if he had been fire and electric. I think that would have been amazing typing, but he's not. I can't change it, so whatever. Overall, though, I really like him. I like the design. I like all 3 stages, so Scorbunny, Raboot, and Cinderace. And I think that they all kind of fit it very well. Like, you got your happy bunny who's jumping all the time. Then you have Raboot, who's like his edgy face. And then you have Cinderace, who's like all grown up and he knows what he's doing and he seems a lot more confident. He's great. So I like him. I also love well, right now it's a Raboot in Pokemon Journeys because, again, I don't know if it evolves into Cinderace because I'm still waiting for the English dubs to come out. But right now it's evolved into Raboot, and I do like Goes from Journeys, and he's great. He's currently in his edgy boy phase. Other than that, I like the shiny a lot. Not my favorite, but I think it's the amount of time I've spent training him, and he's never left my team since I got him, and I think it's mainly the time I've spent with this Pokemon that has made me love it so much. So, definitely one of my favorites, just outside my top 5. And I felt weird about putting it above Litten, but I did spend so much time with him and I love him, so it's okay. Now we're at my 5th favorite Pokemon and my boyfriend's favorite starter Pokemon, Cyndaquil. I like Cyndaquil. The line overall is very nice. I really would have liked it if it had had the rock or ground typing, kind of like what I said with Feraligatr. I think it would have been pretty cool to have a Typhlosion with that dual typing. The line is very nice. I do like the Cyndaquil voices from the anime because they're very cute and they go, Cinda! And I do like the fact that Dawn ends up getting one in Diamond and Pearl from Lyra. And yeah. So, I don't really have too much to say about Cyndaquil, but I do love it overall, and it was my first Gen 2 starter, like the first one I ever choose. It's my favorite from Johto. The other two don't really, I don't really like the other two too. The other two a lot, but I do like Cyndaquil, so you did something right, Gen 2. I'm kidding, my opinion isn't the only one that matters, but it is the only one that matters in this video, technically. Okay, now we're at my favorite Gen 3 starter at number 4, and I will say that this Pokemon was originally at number 3, but I didn't want to only bring nostalgia into it, and when I really thought about it, there was one Pokemon I felt needed to have its place changed. So, Mudkip, even though I love you, and I love Swampert, and Marshtomp is a pretty interesting middle stage, I did need to put it at number 4. Now, I do love Mudkip still, and I don't think I'll ever stop loving Mudkip. Water and Ground is pretty cool typing, honestly. But I will say I might have hyped it up a bit too much. Maybe just a little bit. I do love its shiny line. It's purple, I think, and I think it's pink or purple. And I have one, and I love my shiny Swampert. His name is Puddles. I do like that Brock had one in the anime. I just kind of wish that it was used more because most of Brock's Pokemon don't really do a lot except for like Croagunk in Gen 4 and Happiny. But, and Sudowoodo. Okay, never mind. No, but you know what I mean. Brock's Pokemon aren't really used too much because he's not too into battling because he's a breeder. But I just wish that Mudkip, and I know it evolves into Marshtomp, would have had some more spotlight and hopefully would have evolved into Swampert because I think that would have been cool. And now the one that took Mudkip's place. At number 3, we have Rowlet, my favorite grass starter Pokemon, because grass and ghost is a pretty cool combination for Decidueye. I have a shiny one named Robin Hood, who's amazing. I love the shiny. I love Rowlet. He looks as a friend would describe him. Her name's Michaela. She's great. She's probably watching too. Hi. As she would describe it, as very kickable. But please don't kick Rowlets, that's not nice. But no, for real, Rowlet looks very cute. I love its little grass bow tie. And then Decidueye just looks badass as fuck. And the shiny looks even more badass as fuck. I love Rowlet. I really do. It's definitely my favorite grass starter. And again, the thing with Rowlet and Litten is I keep alternating between them. I don't like really putting one above the other, but for this list, I did go with Rowlet very high because Rowlet is one of the cutest starters ever, and then the Decidueye is one of the coolest, and I love them. Dartrix is... This one might shock a lot of people because I know there's a lot of hate for Delphox, but I actually do love Delphox. I think Fennekin's adorable, and I know people got mad when Braixen went up on its 2 legs and looked kinda... like, I mean, it does look a bit girlish, and I still love it. And Delphox gets a lot of hate for being ugly. I don't think Delphox is ugly. It's my second favorite starter of all time. Fire and Psychic is a very interesting type combination that I really like. And honestly, a lot of middle evolutions I kind of just look over sometimes. I mean, I like a couple of them, like Raboot, and... yeah, I like Raboot. No, I'm kidding. And like Torracat, and there's a couple of the middle evolutions I like. But honestly, Braixen is probably one of my favorite middle evolutions for a starter ever. It's actually my favorite. Fuck that. I don't know why, I just really like it. And I know a lot of people don't, but I'm gonna hope you're gonna respect my opinion like I'll respect yours. And I don't know if I like it more than Delphox, but I do like the line overall. The line is very nice, and it's my second favorite. And if any of you have been paying attention, or you know me, I think it's very clear who my first favorite starter is. I don't know where to begin to express my love for PIPLUP. PIPLUP was the first time I ever tried to play a game of Pokemon, and that was my first starter, and it didn't work out too well because I couldn't really see the DS screen too well. I have a visual impairment. But it was the first time I tried to play Pokemon. Technically, Charmander was my very first Pokemon because I played it on a bigger screen eventually after I got my computer, and yeah. But you know, I love PIPLUP. I loved Dawn's PIPLUP from the anime. I like that for some reason Kenny, Barry, and Dawn, who all came from Twinleaf Town, all chose PIPLUP because fuck the other two, I guess. And yeah, I agree with that because PIPLUP's the best. Prinplup is okay. I didn't like its middle evolution for a while, and it's still not my favorite. Definitely my favorite middle evolution is still Braixen, but Prinplup's okay. Empoleon is just great. It's an Emperor Penguin. He's amazing. I love the steel typing. I love it. I'm okay with Dawn's Piplup not evolving because I have a Piplup plushie both in real life and in my avatar. And although I love Empoleon, I love Piplup. I think it's the cutest thing ever. I love penguins. And I do have a shiny Empoleon because I got 2 shiny Piplups. So I kept one as a baby Piplup and one as a shiny Empoleon. I love them. I do. This is my favorite starter ever. The best water starter in my opinion, and the best starter overall. And again, I know not everyone's going to agree with me, and that's perfectly fine. Not expecting you to, but please respect my opinion. I do love the facts I put here. I just kept repeating the fact that it's a penguin because I love penguins. But for real, this is definitely my favorite starter. Gen 4 is always going to have a special place in my heart because Gen 4 is pretty much when I started watching the anime, and it's really when I started to love it more. Charmander was technically the first time I ever played a proper Pokemon game, but Piplup is the first starter I fell in love with. And I love Charmander. It's my first, and it'll always have a special place too. But Piplup is my favorite ever, and I love it. And I could ramble about it forever, but I won't because this video is getting long. So, Piplup is best, and in my own opinion, I perfectly understand that not everyone is going to agree with what I've said here so far, and I'm okay with that. I just ask that you respect my opinion, like I've been respecting everyone else's. Unless you disagree with me. I'm kidding, I promise. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I know I rambled a lot, but I didn't want to heavily edit this. I just kind of wanted it to be natural and give my opinions. And I hope you enjoyed watching. I think I already said that. But no, I hope you enjoyed the video. And I'm sure as time goes on, I'll stop being so nervous and speak more clearly and actually plan out more. But until then, please remember to go to Twitter and check out the artists I've linked below. They are both amazing. And let me know who your favorite starter is. I know that my boyfriend's is definitely Cyndaquil. I know that Kat's is EEVEE. But I would like to know everyone else's too. So with everything being said and my list done, this is where the video ends. And I really hope you come back to watch my new content that I make eventually. But not the previous 2 videos I posted because I had no idea what the hell I was doing. And I still don't. Whatever. Alright, thank you guys so much and goodbye.